Think scaling AI is hard? Think again. With Watson X, you can deploy AI across any environment. Above the clouds, helping pilots navigate flights, and on lots of clouds, helping employees automate tasks. On-prem, so designers can access proprietary data, and on the edge, so remote bank tellers can assist customers. Watson X works anywhere, so you can scale AI everywhere. Learn more at ibm.com/WatsonX. IBM. Let's create.
Hi, and welcome to IKEA. How can I help?
Oh, my schedule is crazy. I just want some me time.
Maybe it's time to embrace the joy of staying in. With comfortable beds, pillow and decor, mood lighting, and so much more, you can turn your bedroom into the place to be.
Oh, sounds like a dream.
We've got you. Visit us in-store or at ikea-usa.com/sleep to create your dream bedroom today.
Want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that lets you make one super easily, distribute it everywhere, and even earn money, all in one place for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit your podcasts right from your phone or your computer. So no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else podcasts are heard. Video podcasts are also available on Spotify, and when you want to take conversations with your fans to the next level, Q&As and polls are the best way to get them talking. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. Ever since I discovered Spotify for Podcasters, I feel so supported in the creation and distribution of my show. Spotify for Podcasters hosts masterclasses, office hours, and more to help creators develop and fine-tune their skills. I highly recommend you give it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to or back to the show. Thank you so much for clicking on today's episode. If this is the first time you're ever listening to 80/20, hey, what's up? I'm Lily. Super nice to meet you. Super happy to have you here. And of course, if you're returning, happy to have you guys here too. I also need to say thank you so much for 500,000. Guys, that's 500,000. 500,000 downloads on this podcast. That's literally insane. So thank you guys so much. That's crazy to think that 500,000, I know it's not 500,000 like individuals, because people obviously come back and listen to the show, like we have returning listeners, but the fact that my voice has been played somewhere 500,000 times, that's super interesting. My question is, this might be weird, and I feel like I know the answer. What's the weirdest place that you've played my podcast? I want to know. Send it in the 80/20 group chat. I'll do it on the open forum thing. If you guys click the link in the show notes, it'll say connect with other 80/20 listeners, or maybe I'll just make it more crystal clear and just say join our group chat. It's on an app called Geneva. Sign up for an account and then join the 80/20 group chat. You can connect with other 80/20 listeners and also answer the question, where's the weirdest place that you've played my podcast? I've heard that it's actually been played in a football team locker room. So that's my answer as to what I've heard. But I want to know your guys' answer to that question, so let me know. I'll share the funniest ones in next week's episode. Maybe I should start doing like a question of the week like that. That was like a super spontaneous thought that came to my mind that was not planned at all, but maybe I should start doing like a creative question of the week. So in addition to 500,000 listens on the show, we're also coming up on our 3rd birthday. How insane is that? 80/20 is going to turn 3 on October 6th, which is conveniently a Thursday. How did the stars align and make that happen? I don't know, but our 3rd birthday does fall on a Thursday, so how perfect. So anyway, I want to do something super cool for that. I'm kind of bouncing around a couple ideas. I don't want to give too much away quite yet, but just know that it's going to be super fun and you guys are going to love it. I'm probably going to be a stress case, but it's going to be tons of fun and I want to challenge myself to do it. So I've got some tricks up my sleeve for our 3rd birthday, but mark your calendars, block it out, calendar hold situation. It's going to be a blast. Today's episode is all about unpopular opinions, and I actually recorded that portion of the episode with my sister Lexi, and it's pretty mellow. Like, I feel like when you hear an unpopular opinions episode, you get really, dare I say, opinionated, and people sometimes get heated. But the two of us have decided that we're just not incredibly opinionated. There are obviously things in life that I'm passionate about, but ultimately we're both kind of just like go with the flow people. We don't have tons of opinions. I've got a couple that I guess are borderline unpopular. This is probably the most lax unpopular opinions episode you guys are ever going to listen to, but I feel like that might be refreshing. So let me know what you guys think. Before we get into that, I did want to share my current favorites and the quote of the week. So let's go ahead and get into our segments. Current favorite, the ritual of cooking from home. Probably like May, June, half of July, I was just super busy, super go, and I really wasn't making cooking from home a priority. And ever since, I've started to take time with my meals, put lots of thought and effort into them, pour myself a glass of kombucha, cook a recipe, maybe snack on some hors d'oeuvres while I'm cooking, like grapes or like carrots and hummus or something. Just kind of turning dinner time into more of an evening activity rather than something that I have to do has really helped me pretty much in all areas of my life. Like I have mentioned before, my skin is really just having a pretty bad flare-up right now. And since I started to kind of ease back into cooking from home, I've definitely seen improvements in my skin, also my energy levels. I've had an easier time listening to my hunger cues. So while cooking from home isn't really like a physical favorite that you can go out and buy, it's just something that, it's just a piece of my daily routine that I've really been enjoying. Another thing that's helpful too is kind of putting a consistent date on the calendar to have dinner with your friends. So one of my friends, Abby, and I have decided that the two of us just need to have a consistent weekly dinner. Like last week we did this 2 nights in a row rather than just one. So I don't know if we've decided on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, but regardless, we've decided that we're gonna do a weekly dinner because cooking's always more fun when you are cooking with people and for people. I find that when I'm just cooking for myself, it's a lot less exciting, but when you have someone sitting across the counter from you and you guys are drinking kombucha out of wine glasses and you're just chatting away, and then you guys can like do the dishes together afterwards, like one person washes, the other one dries, it just makes it a lot more exciting. So we've kind of put this consistent date on the calendar and it's been fun. A second favorite of mine, because I've got 2 this week, is actually my Nespresso machine. I did it. I went ahead and just ordered an espresso because I've been drinking those La Colombe cold brew coffee things for like 2 years now. And I'm tired of spending $5 or $6 on this thing when I could literally just buy an espresso machine, have fresh coffee every morning, be able to make lattes, and believe it or not, summer's almost over, fall's gonna come, and then it's gonna be time for like warm coffee and hot chocolate. And yeah, I have a Keurig, but it's just not the same. Like I just didn't love my Keurig. So I got an espresso machine, decided to invest, decided to do it. And I haven't really been buying coffee out, which has been really good. So I'm using the machine to the fullest. I'll link the one that I got in the description. It was pretty reasonable. I got the Nespresso Virtue, I think, or Virtuo. Sorry if I butchered that. And I didn't get the frother because I have a little handheld frother. I will definitely link it in the show notes. But I also would like recommendations as to what the best pods are because I got kind of like a variety pack. And I'm just trying a bunch of different pods. So if you guys have a favorite, let me know which one it is because I want to try them all, decide which ones I like. I haven't had one that I don't like. I've had ones that I'm kind of like, don't love it, but they're all pretty yummy so far. So let me know which ones you guys like the best. So moving on to our quote of the week. I actually have a shirt that says this and turns out I'm wearing it right now. So how perfect. The quote of the week is, "It comes in waves." Maybe this is more of like a mantra or a motto to kind of live your life by, but I got this shirt about a month ago from Madewell, which by the way, if you're a working gal, Madewell has the best working clothes, like office friendly, comfy, cute, casual, not casual, but like business casual clothes, so go check it out. They also do a teacher and a student discount. I don't qualify for either of those, but if you do, that's helpful. So anyway, I got this shirt there. Saw it on a mannequin. I'm not one to buy t-shirts, but I thought that this was cute, and it says it comes in waves, and it just kind of like jumped out at me because I often look to nature to make sense of things. And so I've just kind of been reflecting on this kind of motto, quote, mantra, call it what you will. And I've decided that your life will never be like this perfectly crystal clear, blue, flat, calm, easy body of water, but it's rather an ocean with waves and storms and sunny days, and there's dolphins and there's beachgoers and there's sharks and there's coral reefs and there's also pollution and there's boats and just all this other shit. All right, there's some construction going on outside. It just like interrupted my thought process, and sorry if you guys can hear that. That's crazy that they're doing construction at like 7:30 in the morning. Goodbye. But when you think of your life like an ocean and you think about feelings, emotions, people, seasons of your life are like the waves, it kind of makes it easier to make sense of things. And I hope I'm making sense to you guys right now. But every week I record this podcast, and it tends to be like a little check-in for myself. And I've been doing pretty well this week, but 2 weeks ago I wasn't. So I'm just kind of in this season of navigating like the push and pull of life, and I'm constantly reminding myself that I'm gonna have waves of good and waves of bad and sunny days and stormy days, but that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with that, because everybody's dealing with these waves as well. So I'm being okay with not feeling the same week to week, month to month, episode to episode, because there are a million different things factoring into my current state, and that's okay. And same thing with the waves, right? Sometimes you get these little tiny like 3-foot waves, and they're just cute, and like you can't even surf them. And then other times you get these huge like 10-foot waves and even bigger. I mean, go to different places around the world, they have like the Mavericks and the, I don't know, Portugal has these crazy waves. So anyway, needless to say, different seasons of your life, the different places that you go, the people that you're around, you're going to be exposed to and have the opportunity to, and sometimes you're even going to be forced to ride different waves. And to some degree, life's just about learning how to surf all of them.
Am I really annoying? Unpopular opinion.
Unpopular opinion number 1, Lexi.
Lexi can't stop eating.
No, that's not an unpopular opinion, that's just a fact. Today she's got, from Trader Joe's, chocolate cat cookies for people. That's literally what the label says. It's hilarious.
They're not as good as I wanted them to be, but I'm still eating them.
They're kind of like a Teddy Graham
like
situation.
hard. Yeah, they're kind of a bit harder though.
Yeah. So you guys get a little ASMR food edition from Lexi's side of the microphone. So Lexi's joining us for the unpopular opinions portion of the episode today. And I asked Lex to brainstorm some of her unpopular opinions, and she said that she doesn't have opinions.
I don't, because I don't care enough to make them.
But you do have some opinions, and I think some of my opinions will spark conversation. And then I actually asked listeners to submit their own unpopular opinions, which is something that we can then discuss.
Yeah, like once you get going, I'll probably have something to say about things.
Some will come to mind. I guess I'll kick things off with a handful of my unpopular opinions. And I too don't like to think of myself as incredibly opinionated, and I'm typically indifferent to most situations.
Exactly. That's why I said I don't have any.
Right. Which is totally fair. And I think that that's a great way to live your life. But there are some things that I think are, maybe we have like a hot take on.
No, and I'll definitely, like once we get to talking about it, I'll definitely have something to say.
So my first unpopular opinion, I don't even know if it's unpopular. I guess it depends on who you talk to. But my opinion was recently shifted. And you will appreciate this, is dating apps. I was under the opinion, and it's probably like a 50-50 split. I was under the opinion that they're stupid. They're so stupid.
Well, they are stupid regardless, but...
Yeah, they're stupid. I guess across the board, they're pretty stupid. But then I joined a couple. So
They're
if you see me
entertaining.
on there, no, you didn't. But but I find them incredibly entertaining. It's embarrassing but fun.
Well, and it's like so many people are on it, so it doesn't even matter. Like, it doesn't, like, it's not really embarrassing at all.
Right.
And also, we're at such a weird age where people, and I think social media has a lot to do with this, they think things are, like, weird. Like, approaching people is weird.
And everybody gets the ick about everything.
Yeah, that's how our culture is. It's like, approaching people is weird, but then how are you ever going to make friends if you don't approach people?
Literally. I think most of the people that we've met around here were either A, on an app, or B, just because we, like, approached them or they approached us.
Yeah. But majority of people don't approach.
Yeah. But I think that you also have to be approachable.
Yeah, exactly.
And I also think that that comes through on your socials and on apps, too. Like, when you're swiping through, first off, I think guys swipe on everybody.
Yeah, probably.
Because on my Bumble, you guys, right now, on my Bumble, I guess you have to pay for, like, certain features. Like, you can't see who matches with you unless you match with them, and then it tells you that you guys have matched with each other. So is that kind of how Tinder works, too?
I guess.
I don't know. But anyway, you can see that, like, X amount of people have matched with you. Do you want to buy premium and see who, basically select your matches like you can on Hinge? And you guys, I kid you not.
Buy your boyfriends.
Literally, buy your boyfriends. But, like, literally, you guys, I have 200 plus people that have apparently liked me on Bumble, which is insane.
Yeah.
And I think that it's fake, but still the fact
I think
that
they want to up that number so you buy stuff to see who it is.
100%. But the fact that 2,000 plus people have decided that they like me, that's weird.
Yeah, that is weird. But
a huge confidence boost.
I mean, I don't think they're weird because, like, dating apps, just because it's like people are so into social media nowadays, it's like you have to do it almost.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to, obviously, but like.
But I think it's changing the dating landscape.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, my next unpopular opinion is that I don't really love Starbucks.
Yeah. Their coffee doesn't get me going.
It doesn't.
I like their chai tea, but it's like $5 or $6 for venti, and
I think it's
just
kind of
kinda
overrated, to be honest. Like, I go to Starbucks, don't get me wrong, because, like, to some degree it's reliable, but it's not consistent. Like, you know that your coffee's going to be okay.
Yeah, well, because it used to be so, like, every single time it would taste exactly the same.
It was consistent.
And I would
across
always
the
make
board.
fun of Dunkin' for being like, you never know what you're going to get, but now I feel like it's switched.
Dunkin' slaps. Like,
No, Dunkin', literally, their coffee, it's always gotten me going. Like, I am so wired.
to the point where I'm, like, bouncing off the walls.
Which is, like, what I need in the mornings if I have things to do that day. Yeah, I like Dunkin' better, I think. At least around here.
Yeah. The Starbucks around here, maybe it's just the Starbucks around here aren't
Maybe.
fantastic.
I just also never know what to order at Starbucks. It needs to be, like, too confusing. Otherwise, they won't make it.
Right. It has to be like this, and that, and
I get,
sure
yeah,
it's the
like,
blonde
you
espresso in
can't
this
just
cup
get,
and-
like, ordering online really confuses me because if I were to go and be like, can I just have a cold brew with almond milk? Like, they would make it, but online I can't, like, order it because it asks me for, like, all this additional stuff. And then I get confused, and then I'm like, wait, is that actually in it when they make it? Or is it, like...
Well, that's where they get you.
Yeah, I
Like,
get confused.
When you order on the app, you can see everything that's actually in it, and you're like, wait, I had no idea that was in it.
Yeah, and then you're like, wait, do I actually want that? And then you pay for it because you're not sure, and then it doesn't taste the same. Like, I don't know, I just get so confused.
I don't know, but I think it's overrated. And
Yeah. And I tried some of their new refreshers, and I wasn't impressed. Too sugary.
Well, and all their pumpkin stuff is about to come out.
Oh, yeah?
And you know it's going to be like pumpkin cream cold brew this, pumpkin cream cold brew that. And
I think
everyone's
Dunkin'
gonna-
already released their flavors.
They did. I think that they're trying to be ahead of Starbucks. But I don't think that their pumpkin stuff is that good anymore. Like, they
I don't
used to be
know.
the model.
Yeah.
But now I'd rather just go to, like, a local coffee shop.
Well, yeah, I
Or,
think
like, they
that's always
home-make-
topped anything.
They home make their, like, pumpkin syrup, and it's like... I'm excited to see what Ceremony does for
Yeah.
their fall drinks.
You know, there's another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over on Riva,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's by
Sweet cream?
Chopped.
Yes.
And our first watch is going and stuff.
I know a lot of people are scared to go to the gym. Like, especially a lot of women are scared to go to the gym. We were talking about this today, actually. But I think that the free weight section of the gym is actually pretty empowering.
Yeah.
And most guys at the gym they're probably thinking like, oh, who's this girl kind of thing. Like, they're probably interested to watch. But I also think, like, maybe they just think that it's cool that you're rocking in the free weight section. Like, it can be super empowering if you want it to be.
I personally think that a lot of people, and this is just like what I've seen online and stuff, a lot of people like think that everybody is trying to be creepy all the time. Everybody is making fun of them all the time. Everybody's being negative.
Everybody's too worried about themselves to be worried about you.
Yeah. And if they are, who cares? You're never going to know what they're actually thinking.
Literally. So
make it, like, turn it around and be like, instead of, oh, they're trying to be creepy, be like, oh, they're really impressed by me.
No, I mean, really, guys, like, I told Lexi this earlier, but I was doing a squat set last night, and I looked up in the mirror, and the gym was all men, and they were all watching me. And I rocked that set. I was like, okay, well, now that I've got an audience, let's put on a show.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead.
Like, you're never going to see anybody again. Like, I mean, at the gym you might, because everybody's, like, there, kind of, like
you kind of get on your same routine, and, like, you find your
but
gym
also
crush.
It's, like, why would you be, like, just so worried that everybody's talking, like, passing judgment on you, when that's just not the case?
And then when you walk around thinking that everybody's watching you, and everybody cares what you're doing, all you're doing is caring about what everybody else is doing. So then you can't worry about yourself.
Yeah, it's just like an exhausting cycle.
It's vicious cycle. Do you have any unpopular opinions, Lex?
I already told you I don't have opinions.
Lexi's not opinionated, which is honestly pretty true across the board.
Yeah.
Like, we're just not really super opinionated people. Like,
I just am so, like, passive.
You really are. Lexi's just lax about everything.
Yeah.
I think that comes with being the youngest child. Like, you have to be lax about everything.
I just also don't have the energy to, like,
care.
Not be relaxed. Like, I'm trying to recharge, so I need to save all my energy for myself.
Someone make that a TikTok sound. All right, the next round of unpopular opinions is submitted by you guys. So let's go ahead and get into it. Unpopular opinion from a listener, number 1. You don't need to drink to have fun.
Correct.
I don't think that that's an unpopular opinion. I actually agree.
No, I think it depends on who you are as a person, who you are as a person. Because I have noticed working at a bar, everybody is like, oh my god, I can't wait to just have so much fun tonight and just get so faced. It's like, you can have fun without getting faced. Or they're like, Lexi, like, come out with us, or like, come over to the house party, whatever. And I'm like, no, I really would just rather, like, go home, whatever. And then they're like, oh, that's no fun. I'm like, no, it's the best. And then, like, Lily and I have so much fun just, like, doing what we do.
Right. Like, we
or, like, every time, like, Abby comes over, like, we
blast.
don't drink.
No.
And we just have the best night ever.
Yeah. It really depends on who you spend your time with, too. Like, you and I just went on a 2-hour walk, and, like, that was our idea of a fun Wednesday night. Unpopular opinion. Podcasts are better. Oh, I like this one. Podcasts are better when it's just the host. Sorry, Lex.
All right, that's my cue.
No, I'm kidding. I love having you on the show. I love having select guests on the show. But I feel like you have to have a certain energy to you. And obviously, like, Lexi makes it really easy to chat with because all I do my entire life is talk to you. So
yeah. Well, I feel like there has to be a goal in the conversation.
100%.
Otherwise, it's just all over the place.
It's weird. Well, and sometimes you'll go to interview someone and it's like they just kind of give you nothing. It's like yes or no questions.
It falls flat, yeah.
And it's like, okay, how can I do this? Also, if you're on Zoom with someone doing a podcast interview, it's like,
oh yeah,
it's tricky. Very, very tricky. Next, unpopular opinion. Hot girl walks aren't worth the hype.
You don't have good shoes.
Maybe you need to invest in a pair of Hokas.
It depends on your mindset, your motivation, and if you have somebody to talk to or good music to listen to.
Yeah. I think if you're not entertained, it's going to be boring. Or if you don't have a good place to walk, it's going to be boring.
Yeah.
But if you have a good location and good company or a good podcast or a good playlist, it can be tons of fun. most people pretend to like matcha for the aesthetic.
Yeah, I think it tastes like dirt.
I would somewhat agree. Like I went through a small matcha phase, and maybe it was just the type of matcha that I had, or like the oat milk that I had, or something.
Oh yeah, you did. You like made it.
I did, and I liked it, but I never loved it. And I just love coffee more.
I just think it tastes like dirt.
Yeah, you've never
like
liked
leprechaun dirt.
I'm gonna make like just a soundbite reel of all the shit that you say.
Like the Kourtney Kardashians.
Literally.
I would have a third child just to eat the placenta. Okay, next.
Ooh, someone said TikTok's overrated. I would agree, but I also think that it's such a powerful tool. It's actually about to be the most powerful search engine in front of Google.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's insane.
It's definitely time consuming in a good and a bad way. If you're bored or if you're like sick or something and all you do is like sit around and you're on your phone, cool. But then it's like if that's taking away from being productive, then that's when it becomes negative.
Well, and I agree with that, especially because like I work in social media, and so sometimes I'll go on TikTok to like do research, and then it just sucks you in.
Right.
It's so easy to get sucked in.
But it is super cool because there's so many things on there that I wouldn't have been like exposed to, good and bad, if not, you know? Even just like random stuff like makeup hacks.
Right.
Like,
well, it's almost like the content finds you. Somebody says working a job that aligns with your passions isn't always necessary. I feel like this could go either way.
I mean, I think you should enjoy what you do, but I don't think that it has to be like your biggest thing in life.
I think that you should be passionate about your job, but your job doesn't have to be your passion.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Like, your passion in life isn't serving, waitressing,
Yeah.
you know, but you like to do service for people. Like, you're such a people person.
Yeah.
So you do well in that role for like this season of your life.
Yeah.
You know? You'll hate this one. Mashed potatoes are overrated.
No.
Disagree.
I am a fry girl though.
I'm a sweet potato fry girl. We made sweet potato fries and chicken tenders for dinner, and it rocked.
Yeah. Rocked.
This is a smoking hot take. You ready? Harry Styles isn't that amazing.
No, he sucks.
I was a Directioner. I was obsessed with One Direction. If you knew me in middle school, no, you didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was the Niall girl. You know, I appreciate Harry Styles, but I don't think he's all that.
No, I think all the songs sound the same, and I'm not interested in listening to it.
But that's true with like every artist
Yeah,
nowadays. We
yeah.
were just talking about this. Like country artists, rap, it literally all sounds exactly the same. It's like carbon copies of everybody.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I like a couple Harry songs. Like if someone asked me if I wanted to go to a Harry Styles concert, I wouldn't say no.
Right, like it would be fun.
But I'm not, you know, dropping thousands of dollars on Harry Styles pit tickets, you know?
Yeah.
You'll like this one. Waking up early without listening to your body and just forcing yourself to get up is a load of trash. I agree.
Wait, what? That was a lot of words. I'm confused.
Waking up early without listening to your body.
Without listening to your body. Okay, so like
Just
forcing yourself. Okay.
Yeah, just forcing yourself to get up.
See, I'm tired. I can't even comprehend that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like you making the decision not to get up and work out with me in the morning is a smart decision. That's what she's saying.
Exactly.
Which I totally agree.
No, I totally agree with that. Like a routine is good,
100%.
but sleep is probably the most important thing that you can do for yourself.
Like if you're setting your alarm and like you want to get up at 5 but like it's midnight, like maybe set it to 6 or 7 if you can push it a little bit,
or like,
and just get the rest, because I agree that it's not beneficial to run on like 2 hours of sleep if you have the option not to.
Well, and it's crazy because it's like if you're like me and you have to set 12 alarms, then obviously you're not getting enough sleep.
Yeah. What time do you usually go to bed at night?
It really depends, because it depends on when I get home. It
That's
depends
true.
on like if I'm still doing chores in my room and stuff, or like sometimes I get sucked in on my phone, which is bad, but it's true. Or sometimes I can't fall asleep because I'm still like wired from work.
Right.
I couldn't even tell you what time I normally go.
I think it's hard too, especially like because you don't have a set time when you get home.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder to stick to a routine, whereas for me, like I know I get off between like 5 and 6, and I know that I can come home and do this and do that and just kind of have more of a routine.
And then also it like I work at 10 tomorrow morning. So whenever we're done with this and I shower and like make my bed and stuff, like I'll get in bed and I'll go to sleep because I have to wake up. But if I was working at 7, then I would have been like, hey, I'm not going to record with you. I'm showering and going to bed. Or if I was working at 4, then I would probably like dilly-dally because I could sleep in. You know, just kind of just depends.
All right, you guys, that is a wrap on today's episode. I really, really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to subscribe to the podcast, leave a rate, leave a 5-star review. That just helps more people find and listen to the show. Don't forget to follow me and the podcast on Instagram at LilyRayCo and at 8020pod. I love you guys so, so much. Have a great rest of your week, and I will talk to you in our next episode.